Here he is to throw. Trying to push it deep downfield. Big shot is hauled in. Feet bounds. Oh, what a play!
What's up, party people? We got an instant classic here. It's week 2, Lions at Steelers. Will Howard is Big Ben reincarnated. He's just clutch. This game is awesome. It goes to overtime. As you can see from the first scene that I put in the beginning of this video, that we got drama, man. And I recommend watching this entire game in its entirety because you need to be emotionally invested in the big plays in this game because we got back and forth. We got all kinds of stuff. We got fireworks. So we're going to pick it up here in the first quarter. I want to keep this game to under an hour. You got to see what all that happens because there's a lot that goes on, and it's awesome. So thank you for subscribing, clicking on this video, watching, and I appreciate your comments and your likes and everything you got. So let's get into this game. Let's not waste any more time. I highly recommend, like I said, you watch this whole thing.
Running back sent in motion left. First down throw from Goff. Completed over the middle. And they get this down to the 28.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Still inches to go on third down. Montgomery now up the middle. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Off play action, Goff. Complete out to the right side. And he gets this forward to the 19.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a first and goal. Out of the shotgun, Goff. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. It's second and goal. A tight end in motion now. A give up the gut to Montgomery. And they make a stop at the last minute. It's a gain down to the 1. Give him 6 yards. That's going to set up third and goal. Goff working from the pistol. And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the touchdown. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Lions will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Kickoff taken at the 3. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Steeler offense out and ready to go for their second drive. And they haven't gotten very far into their opening script yet, have they? Just a 3 and out to begin this game. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. This is reeled in by Wilson. Galloping inside the 40. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
So a massive gain, and all of a sudden, we've got 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Give now to the running back. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that sack going to cost them some yardage.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't. They call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
This one's caught. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
That's a really good job by the defense right there. Doing something I hear all the time in coaches' meetings. I want to keep that quarterback in the box. I want to put a fence around him. Don't want to let him get out and make a big play, breaking the pocket.
Dicker connects there. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset they couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Starting from the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Detroit getting its offense set for their second drive. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, Goff. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Here's Goff. Tight end reels in the shallow throw.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Goff on 3rd. Searches from... Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
On comes Jack Fox to handle the 4th down punt for the Lions. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. Collects this at the 35. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Steelers will take over possession. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Wilson's got it. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. It's a gain of 12 there. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down. So before they can get set and snap it, the clock runs out on quarter 1. 7-3 is our score. More from Acrisure Stadium after the break. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Caught by Freiermuth. And he gets him around 6 there. DJ Reed brings him down that time.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And with third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And they bring him down around the 34. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first. Now running for the first time with Jalen Warren. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Aleem McNeil in on the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. From the 31. Into a ton of traffic, and this one's intercepted. Brian Branch has it. And the Lions will take over as he records his first interception of our season. He got in front of that one for the pick. Looked like that's the receiver it was designed to go to on that play, too.
Yeah, the QB just must have missed the lurky defender in coverage right there. That's where, as a QB, you've got to have the vision to not just see your route, but see those defenders in front of it. If you stare down your receivers in this league, turnovers follow.
The Lions getting ready to return to the field. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. He gives to Montgomery to start the drive. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. 2nd and 6 coming up here. They send a tight end in motion. Running on 2nd with Montgomery. And he's able to maneuver this up past the 30. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2. They kick the running back in motion. Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. He has the first over the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. That stop made by T.J. Watt. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Handoff to Gibbs from the gun. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. And the Steelers go in nickel, 3rd down. Throwing is gone. That's caught for the first. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Ball at the 33 for first down. Now gone. That's complete to the back, David Montgomery. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
And oh, he got it! Interception! Minka Fitzpatrick has got it!
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. start the drive with Warren. He'll cobble together a yard there. Tackled by Jack Campbell. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Setting up a throw. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete. Clean breakup on that throw. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Back now. Pressure on its way. Caught by the tight end running that corner. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Throwing from the gun here. Metcalf there to bring it in. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Dumps it off to his running back. And he goes out a little short of the 40. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's the handoff. And they had that one contained right at the line. Alex Anzalone there on the stop. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. Back-to-back carries here. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Here's a throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the 1st. Shotgun handoff to Warren. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. It's the 2-minute warning now from Acrisure. And it's the Steelers, lined up with a 2nd and 8. From the 27. That's complete to Wilson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And he's going to score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers get some late points and the lead. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
That one right down the middle. And the Steelers push their lead to 3. Now Boswell on to send this away. Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. They'll bring him down on the return as he gets this to the 33. The Detroit offense getting ready for its next drive. They're getting close to a minute to play, Brock, and they're going to need that time with a long field ahead. On 1st down, it's gone. Completed over the middle. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. From the 37. Into the hands of Gibbs.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is the completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers that time, a running back in the flat.
Finds him over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. The Steelers calling their first timeout. The Lions readying for the punt. And this is the second time he's been brought on to kick it. Got 44 yards on his first kick, Brock, and this one looks to be longer. Brings it in at the 12. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. 58 yards on the punt there. And the Steelers will take over deep on their own side. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 28. Flushed out of the pocket. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. They're throwing it. Can't find anyone open, and he's forced to throw it away.
I'll say this, unless you're committed to going for it on 4th down, I just don't see why you throw it there. Just power it forward for half a yard and reset those chains, then take your shots further down the field.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Fair catch the signal, and he brings it in at the 23. No return on that punt. And they'll take over with minimal time remaining in the half. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Looking to throw. Pass taken in by St. Brown. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. A final throw before the break. He's trying to lay it in deep along the right sideline. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. So we arrive at halftime here in Pittsburgh. The Steelers leading after 2. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us? All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Now Boswell on to send this away. He fields it from the 8. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Here comes the offense for Detroit to begin the second half. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Running back sent in motion. Here's 2nd and 14. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, When you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And it'll be their football. Now the offense getting set to go for the Steelers. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
Running for the marker on second. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Caught him across the line early there. That's an easy call for our officials.
Encroachment, defense.
Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage.
Still first down.
Encroachment on that previous play, and that makes this a much shorter 1st and 5. From midfield now. He's on the move. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. From the 47. This is reeled in by Wilson. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's a Steelers first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Pass play on 1st and 10. Finds his back, Jalen Warren. And he takes it across the 30 before heading out.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
They're going play action. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge gain.
And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 3 after the loss, but still 3rd and 8 to work with. Now looking to throw. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! Now in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers make it a 10-point ball game. Now Boswell on to send this away. Fielded at the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The offense headed out now for Detroit. They're down 10 partway through this one. Score is 17-7. First down throw from Goff. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. From the gun, Goff. Pass complete to Gibbs. He's got to gain a 6 there. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. Extra man in the secondary for the Steelers. Third down coming up. Throwing is gone. St. Brown's got it. Fights off a tackle, but he lost the ball. He left the ball behind. And it's a turnover. The defense has it. Well, he was fighting off defenders, trying for the extra yards. You understand it, but might have been what cost him and opened the door for that fumble.
Okay, you and I both know this game has changed so much in our lifetimes. It's evolved in so many different ways. But I promise you, you can go back to the 60s, the 70s, and many of these fumbles occur just like that. You break one tackle, you let up just a little bit, and that next guy comes home and delivers the...
While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover.
Play is under review.
All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Fields this at the 19. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Steelers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. They'll start on the ground here with Warren. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Aiden Hutchinson, energetic as always after making the stick. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's the one back on the handoff.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Throw on 3rd down. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And the Lions are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick 6? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
The Lions offense returning to the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Motioning one of the tight ends. On 1st down, it's Gibbs. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, Goff. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So they're left facing 3rd and long. A tight end in motion now. Finds Laporta. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it. In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Has this at the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Steeler offense set to get back on the field. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. Here's a give up the middle. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Tackled by Jack Campbell. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. They send a tight end in motion. They give it to him again. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Tackled by Jack Campbell. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down. Looking to the air here. That's caught for the first. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
3 quarters in the books from this one. It's the Steelers with the ball. They're leading, but not by a lot. First and 10 from the 41. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Throwing from the gun. Caught by Freiermuth. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Dumped off to his running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, that's one of the moments as a QB, you just feel like those defenders are in your huddle. To drop them for a loss on 3rd down can't happen. That's an incredibly quick read by the defense.
The Steelers set to punt it. It'll be Cameron Johnston doing the honors. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. And this punt is out of bounds with no chance at a return. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 30. Now the Lions offense gets ready to return to the field. They managed 3 on their last drive, but down inside the red zone, disappointing not to come away with a touchdown. On 1st down, it's Goff. Short pass brought in. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Goff working from the pistol. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Montgomery now up the middle. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun snap here to Goff. Into the hands of Gibbs. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Toward the sideline, and he's got it. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Early movement along the right side. The flag comes out.
Ball start. Offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Goff back to throw. Hits him on the out route. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Goff on 1st and 10. He finds Laporta. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
The throw is caught. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Throwing again, it's Goff. Has it in close. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end it?
And they will score. Touchdown, Detroit! The Lions now trailed by just a point in the 4th. It's a Sam Laporta touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 + 4 + 4 equals a first down.
And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Nice work by the defense on that drive, Brock, as it looks like they're going to get off the field here with a 3 and out.
Yeah, kept them from generating any sort of momentum to give this drive legs. We know offenses, they've got to see the chains move to get it going, but that forcible hit knocked the ball loose.
And a fair catch made without incident just inside the 25. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Lions will go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Goff to the air now. Stays in the pocket. This is complete to Gibbs. And he'll get it up to the 27.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Back to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. The 30. Gets the 10. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
No run here. It's Montgomery. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Lions take a fourth-quarter lead. David Montgomery with the touchdown. Well, this has definitely been a tight one throughout, Brock. So now that they've taken the lead, the question becomes, can they hold on to it?
And that question right there is one the defense has to answer. But this sure had the look of a drive where a coaching staff challenged that offense, saying, hey, we need a big drive from you guys right here. And sure enough, that offense delivers.
Yeah, no doubt. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Steelers offense headed out. And the open lanes, the beautiful windows that he no doubt dreamt about before this game, Brock, well, they just haven't been there. It's almost like the defense challenged itself between the pass rush and the secondary. Who could make more big plays here?
Yeah, you're talking about the difference between the practice field and then the reality of this game. Sacks, interceptions. And while we won't be the final judge on which area this defense has been the biggest winner, we do know who the loser's been, the quarterback, who's had to deal with an excellent defensive showing.
That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down. New set of downs for him at the 38. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Austin's there to haul it in. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. He'll look to throw it. It's taken in by Washington. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Setting up to pass. Catch made by Austin. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. The Steelers calling their first time out. Here he is to throw. Trying to push it deep downfield. Big shot is hauled in. Feet are inbounds. Oh, what a play! So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get...
Well, we knew this was coming. All touchdowns are reviewed, especially late in a close game like this. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
Those points safe on the scoreboard. The touchdown upheld upon review. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the 4th. Now Boswell on to send this away. Return starts at the 3. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The Lions and Jared Goff set to take over on offense once again. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense will probably rather forget. Gibbs now from the gun. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. St. Brown there to bring it in. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Back to throw. Oh, stiff arm. And he gets it past the 50 and down to the Steelers' side of the field. Lions really moving with a sense of urgency. Clock keeps running. He puts some juice on it. Oh, my goodness, it's intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Their offense running back out now. And there's enough time left that you can't call it impossible. But they're going to need a heck of a play downfield to get in range for a possible game winner. They'll motion a tight end left. Lone back gets the handoff. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. They've got to keep moving quick here. Here's 2nd and 7. Escapes the pocket. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up. Well, Brock, 4 quarters, couldn't decide a winner, and now we're set up for an exciting conclusion to this contest. Overtime is coming up next. So as we go through this coin toss, Brock, I'm sure most of our fans know it, but this is something that can decide the game. If the team who gets it first scores a touchdown, the game is over. But if they only kick a field goal, their opponent gets it with a shot to win or tie. And if we play beyond those 2 possessions, the next score would then win. Gotta block that missed kick from their minds and refocus. Still a win to be had as overtime has begun. On the return, here comes Austin. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Another drive coming up for this offense. They couldn't quite get the job done in regulation, but the home crowd rising now to fire them up and help them finish the job right away in OT. On 1st down, they'll run. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
They connect on the deep shot. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. It goes for a 38-yard pickup. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Play action on 1st down. And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. So it's 2nd down coming up. Throwing from the gun here. Warren's got it, complete. And he's able to get this down to the 36. And the Lions into a nickel set for 3rd down. They go play action here. Bails out of the pocket quick. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. That play good for 17 on a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
It's a 7-yard gain on 2nd down, only inches to go now on 3rd. Another carry for him. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
First down, and they go right back to him. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. No gain that time, and now it'll be 2nd and goal. So the penalty takes some of that distance away. Things tightening up here for 2nd and goal. Back now, pressure on its way. Has it in close. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Dropping back to throw. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw. The important part, they've got the lead here in overtime after the short field goal. But with how close they got, the touchdown was in play. You gotta hope that you can get the stop here and not live to regret that series stalling out.
Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now outruns their offense to take over. Their defense held at least a little, Brock, but the pressure is still on. They need a field goal to keep this game going or a touchdown to end it.
And I can promise you right now, lie detector test in that huddle, every single one of those guys have asked says, I want a touchdown. I'm not even thinking of a field goal. That should be your mindset to go finish this game right now.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On first down, it's gone. It's taken in by Williams. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And that gives the Lions the first. Shotgun snap here to Goff. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. That's completed right side. They get 40 on the big hitter. And that'll be 1st down, Detroit.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. Working inside the red zone. And he's made the catch to silence this crowd. It's a touchdown. This game is over. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
So the Lions get the win on the road. And it took some extra effort, Brock, some bonus football before they were finally able to separate from the opposition and earn that hard-fought victory. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Pittsburgh.